What's up, sports fans? This is PB Sports coming to y'all live. This is Wendell.
This is Josh.
And we are back, man, with another video. And this time after the Super Bowl, we've been covering the NFL all season long, and we come to the end of the road now, man. So we're gonna be coming to y'all, giving our reviews of the season and also the Super Bowl. Let's just go ahead and start with the Super Bowl. So, what was your thoughts on the game?
The game itself, bro, slow start. Honestly, I was thinking it was going to be a slow start just from the game the Chiefs had against the Ravens. They slowed down tremendously as far as their offensive output after their first quarter, really, in that game. And the way that the San Francisco 49ers have played in the playoffs so far up to that point against the Packers and the Lions, terrible first half, really good in the second half. That's kind of the way it went too in the Super Bowl. Like they didn't dominate or anything and go. Neither team went crazy and separated themselves at any point. It was a well-fought battle defensively for the most part, though, and I think a lot of people, were shocked about that, but not I. Looking at it,
I was happy with it. People were talking about how bad the Super Bowl it was. I just don't think you could say again a Super Bowl that went in overtime was bad. In my opinion, it was a good Super Bowl. We've had our fair share of bad ones since we've been around. And I think that was one. I like defensive games. It was a lot of times though when it's a defensive game, it's not interesting, but I think it was pretty interesting all throughout because of the firepower of the offenses. I think that's probably why it was more interesting to see a defensive fight off rip, because these two teams, they just been so rapid fire with their offense. When the 49ers introduced their offense, all you see is all pro. 4 straight, that's crazy.
And I think to piggyback off that point is crazy. It's like on one side of it, people are surprised that the offenses ain't doing that well, and on the other side is like you're waiting for them to start. Like you're kind of just like, when is it gonna happen? And it kind of like you saw at times in the game where you're thinking, okay, this is when. This is when that momentum gonna shift, or this is when they're gonna go and put kind of go on a little bit of a run, but it never happened. No team ever, like I said, ever separated themselves. And both defensive fronts, the front sevens for both teams were just honestly played perfection.
The 49ers did kind of separate themselves in the beginning, but something just told me as soon as we seen Patrick Mahomes start getting stuff together, that this is not going to be what the 49ers thought. This is not going to be the outcome that the 49ers looking for. When I started seeing that flow come, that was crazy. When I started to see that flow of offense, that was pretty bad. But once we seen the flow of offense start going a lot more consistently, I think that's when we started realizing, bro, this is Patrick Mahomes getting into his rhythm. Patrick Mahomes being Patrick Mahomes, and it's crazy to think I had the under on this man going for 69% completion, because bro, that's a crazy amount of passes he's gonna throw every game, and to complete 69 of them, that dude completed 73% of his passes. That's like 3 for every time he throw the ball 4 times, he gonna complete it 3. That's a crazy thought to think of, bro. He was very accurate. He was getting in that rhythm, and once that ball starts going, it's hard to get it to stop. So we both looked at each other. We was like, bro, damn. It's finna.
I think, and I was impressed with both quarterbacks' accuracy, especially in the first half. As far as they weren't scoring a whole bunch, but they were finding the open guy every time, and they had a lot of pressure to deal with throughout the entire game. So Brock Purdy kind of slowed down, and what's his name? Mahomes picked up at the right time, and it was fun to watch overall. It was. Both defenses played well. Shut down the run game, forced 5 fumbles for the Chiefs. We were talking about that earlier. 5 fumbles, y'all, for the Chiefs in total. Patrick Mahomes had 2 of them, and they only recovered 1 out of the 5, though.
They only lost 1.
Well, the 49ers. Sorry, 49ers only recovered 1 of the 5 fumbles that the Chiefs made or had in the game, and that And on the flip side, the 49ers had 2, and the Chiefs recovered both of them. So that was, I think, we were looking at stats. I was kind of thinking that was a big tide turner as well. But yeah, crazy game.
You lucky enough to make the Chiefs make mistakes, you gotta capitalize off of it, and that's something they was not doing.
Very true.
And we was also talking about the Chiefs is the only team where everything can look bad on the outside and they still find a way to keep it together. When we seen Kelsey run up on Andy Reid like that, which I thought was just absolutely crazy. That, like, you don't run up on no legend like that. What are you talking about? Now, Kelsey is probably entering legend status, but bro, that's, you're supposed to have a certain level of respect for your head coach. But yeah, that was crazy to see. But you see it, and on the outside looking in, thinking everything's gonna fucking fall apart. And yeah, that just was not the case. That was.
I mean, Andy Reid a fucking goated, one of the greats at this point, and for him to not only get pushed like that and yelled at like that by one of your better players, but then to still to keep his composure how he did in that moment, and then still go out and coach your game plan and still go out and execute as a team, I think that's impressive, bro. They didn't sway after that moment, and it could have easily happened. Like you said, any other team would have folded after seeing some shit like that. Like, imagine George Kittle go and run Kyle Shanahan the fuck over just out of nowhere, bro. That was
and it's real crazy when you think about it, because Andy Reid a big dude.
Yeah.
So he ain't just gonna knock him over.
Right.
Kyle Shanahan.
If he's not expecting a dude like that to come and knock him out or hit him, he's gonna fall, bro. And I was surprised Andy Reid didn't fall, because I know Travis Kelsey, he's strong.
He's strong, but man, that's a big ass. Andy Reid.
It's a lot of cheeseburgers holding him down there.
Yeah, he gotta be in that 400 range.
Yeah, I feel that.
So, yeah.
It's sad to see the football season end, both college and NFL. We got the fucking merger of XFL and USFL, whatever. We got some spring ball coming up. Maybe talk a little Battlehawks at some point.
Man, we really definitely. I'm planning on tapping in. He was really tapped in with it last.
That shit was so fun.
He actually worked an internship for the Battlehawks.
That was cool.
That was cool. That was cool for him, bro.
Yeah.
And bro. I went to a couple. I think I went to.
You went to one or two? You went to at least one.
I went to a game, for a Battlehawks game, and dude, it was turned, bro. The whole city came out. St. Louis does not have a football team, hasn't had one since the Rams left. So, dang, bro, I gotta tell you about that too. But since the Rams left, we haven't had a football team, and just to have an XFL team, we really came out and we really supported it. I think, honestly, as far as football, I think St. Louis was kind of tired of the Rams. Because
there was that energy. We were tired of them losing.
Yeah,
we were tired of them being a bullshit product. We were much like the Lions or the Bears. We were just throwing shit to the wall, hoping it stick. But there was no real effort. You could tell, but just by how quickly the LA Rams turned shit around and how serious they's taking it versus how at St. Louis, you never got a feeling that they was really trying. After that, the little series of them going and being good back in the early 2000s and late 90s, bro, they really didn't care.
Yeah, and they didn't give us nothing to love on. But I was talking about that, and we also do got an interview coming today from a Kansas City Chiefs fan. Yep. We went down there and went to the parade,
scoped out the scene.
Yeah, it was cool and everything went smoothly at first, but anybody that's heard the news, that it ended in tragedy. Luckily, I made it out alive and safe and well. Yeah. But condolences to all the people that was hurt and family people that's passed away. As a result of that, that was crazy. Yeah. But I was able to get an interview out of a previous a Chiefs fan who's been a Chiefs fan his whole life, and he was just basically telling me, that's ingrained in them. When they kids, everybody loved the Chiefs, because I did the interview with him, but his wife was there too, and she was just as passionate about the Chiefs too.
Wow.
And we talked about the old Chiefs. We wasn't just talking about the new Chiefs. We talking about Tony Gonzalez, Jared Allen. You remember he looked like the throwback Chiefs, bro. Back when they used to have the little white turtleneck on Madden. Yeah, we talked about that.
Man, Tony Gonzalez was a great tight end.
And they was very knowledgeable about that. So that's ingrained in people in Kansas City for a while. And when I thought about it was because Kansas City is one of the original football teams.
They were in the first Super Bowl.
Exactly, that might be why, and we kind of just adopted the Rams from California. So
yeah, we did.
So that might be why we don't resonate with the Rams as well. But I told them like about the Cardinals. That's how we feel about the Cardinals. Yeah.
Did you know back before the Rams, we did have a team?
Yeah, we had Cardinals. St. Louis Cardinals.
Yeah. Yep. My dad actually is old enough to remember a game of the St. Louis Cardinals.
Oh, that's tough.
Yeah, bro. He that was his first football game ever. Was going to a St. Louis Cardinals football game, bro.
Wow. I bet he wish he had that ticket stub now.
Man, that shit is probably worth a lot of fucking money, bro.
It would be now.
Man. But yeah, really sad to see the season end. It's really sad to hear about that shit with the parade. You know, never wish that on any type of city or anybody, any family members of that person who passed, or any people with some people that got injured. We are sending our prayers, our condolences as well, and we thank everybody, or thank God that a lot of people got out safely and they got the 2 guys. So yeah.
But yeah, shame to see that happen. Shame to see the season end, But on a more positive note, we do got the NBA to look forward to.
We got a lot.
So I seen this post on Instagram, and it was like, I'm so happy. The football season over with. I'm ready to get on these dudes' nerves. I'm like, nah, baby, we still got the NBA.
Still got the NBA going on, man. And it's heating up now.
It's starting to get interesting.
Yeah.
The All-Star break is coming. We got some snubs that we want to talk about. We got some guys that finally got in like they deserve to be. And we got some teams that's, surprised, and also some updates on the awards, the season awards.
Yeah.
So as of right now, I think the Timberwolves are still contending with the best record in the league right now. And the Celtics actually, no, I think the Cavs might. If the Cavs don't have the best record in the league, they just recently ended a 10-game losing streak. Winning streak. So the Cavs have been playing really well right now, and it might be due to Darius Garland coming back. Who else is balling right now? Man, the Sixers, they did okay without Joel Embiid. It's not going the same anymore. But they were the people that end the Cavs winning streak. So that goes to tell you, on any given night in the NBA, anybody can beat anybody.
Yeah, it's actually been a little more fun to watch now than in recent years. I would say, just as a personal standpoint, it's been top heavy as far as certain conferences have been, but now it's really getting enjoyable again to see teams and players compete against each other and actually take it pretty serious. It's getting fun. I love this part of the season right before All-Star break, because folks are, before the All-Star selection, they're trying to get selected, and then after the All-Star break is really when it's going to be, everybody locked in. So it's going to be fun. Still rocking with my Magic. Still fucking with them. I never broke out and actually formally introduced myself as an Orlando Magic fan.
Yes,
but I did?
Yeah, bro.
Okay, I did, yeah. But yes.
It's like, bro, you crazy, you tripping.
Bro, yeah. Well, I did it to you. I didn't know if I did it on here or not, but
go Magic fans.
Go Magic. Big Paolo fan. Fuck with him.
I am a big Paolo fan, and he did get his first All-Star nod this year. That was good. That was cool to see.
Yeah, that was cool to see. But Joe Ingles over there balling too.
I pay that man.
Hey, we talk about a lot of guys being Mr. Irrelevant, bro. Joe Ingles is probably the most prominent one, in my opinion, bro. Because not only is he very irrelevant in everybody's mind, but he will give you buckets on any given night, bro. Just randomly. I fuck with that.
Joe Ingles. You know what's crazy? Because I started paying attention. I pay attention to these two guys exclusively, together. Both Bogdanovich and him.
Yeah.
Because they were both I think they were both playing for the Jazz.
Yeah.
They were both on the Jazz at the same time. And I'm like, when I look at the type of player they are, they basically the same player. But no, Joe Ingles, he clamps shit on me.
Bro.
And then he got the 3-ball, but Bogdanovich, that man a sniper.
Man.
Bogdanovich is a sniper. I was upset to see that the Pistons traded him, bro. I just think, some of these trade moves have been head scratchers, bro. I don't understand what you was going for with this trade, bro. It's been some questionable ones.
Yeah, I will agree on that. There's a few that we've sent back and forth to each other that were just like, they're doing in Detroit was the main one.
Yeah, Detroit
We had like 2 conversations on that one, bro.
Yeah, that really made me mad because I actually watch a lot of Detroit, actually, because I just think it's interesting how bad they are. Because how they are so bad, and because I think it's interesting because they bad, but they pieces are nice. Jalen Duren is somebody I think that you could put up there in the most improved players category. Cade Cunningham, when he's healthy, he's giving you he's a 20-6 guy. And Isaiah Stewart, he just can't stay healthy to save his life, so I really don't know. And Bogdanovich was giving you 15 to 20 points a game and knocking down every three he look at. So I thought it was dumb. You know, they haven't really played a ton together as a healthy unit this year. And when they do, they still just don't look comfortable yet. So I just thought if they would have given them a little more time, maybe they could. But you know, as bad as they are, they out the playoffs. So I do understand they don't really have time as an asset right now. But for the future, I think that's something they could have did. But they got rid of Bogdanovich. Asar, I think that's Asar. I don't know which twin that is. I think it's Asar that plays for Detroit. That man is like a utility player. He does everything. And I think that might be why they were so comfortable with trading him. But if y'all not paying attention to Asar, him and his brother, they do the same. They really are the same. They twins on the field and off. I mean, on the court and off. They do the same thing. They give you, well, Amin is probably more a scorer, but they both give you points, rebounds, assists, and effort on defense. I do like the twins. They both decent, but Wemby is by far the best rookie.
Yeah.
It's not really close anymore. It was close at first. I wanted Chet to win because of how invested I am in OKC to do well this year, but I think Wemby has separated himself. The numbers are really, when you look at it, I've seen comparisons with his defensive numbers, comparing it to I think it was Dwight's Defensive Player of the Year, or maybe Rudy's Defensive Player of the Year stats, and Shaq's MVP season, or LeBron rookie season. I forget which they compared it to. But he's being mentioned with some greats right now for the numbers he's putting up, and he's most definitely standing up to that, for real.
Yeah, what's impressive to me is not only his numbers, but his comfort level that he just has with the ball one-on-one with folks that's been in the league for 6+ years to 6 to 10 years, like guys that know how to defend, and he's just taking them to the cup every time, bro, and actually beating them one-on-one. That's what's been most impressive to watch for me. I mean, Chet Holmgren is a great player. Do not let us knock him in any way, shape, or form. But I'm gonna tell you this: Wemby is one of them guys. Like, he's a special player.
Yeah.
And I will take my words and eat them. As I was talking not a lot of shit on him in the first beginning of the year, but I wasn't sold on him. I don't get sold on people playing in like these Euro leagues and stuff, because some of them, yeah, they are great as far as the atmosphere. It is a tough environment when you go on the road in some of these places, but it's also a different skill set, a skill level, and it's a different way that the game is called as well. Sometimes with these refs in the NBA, playing, I wouldn't say favorites, but giving some calls maybe to some certain guys sometimes. You kind of got to learn your way through the league when you first come, and that's why I wasn't sold on him yet. But I saw potential, but I didn't see him making this much progress this early.
That's a fair point. I've heard coaches say you got to scout the refs that you playing just as much as you got to scout the players to know how they're gonna call the game, because refs have been ruining games, or they could make the game go smooth just depending on the ref you're getting.
Yeah.
And we've seen that happen. So
yeah, it's far too many times, man. Especially in the regular season and the playoffs, you'll get a more fair call game, but in the regular season, it can be obvious sometimes how much these refs are like showing a little bit of favoritism, I would say, towards certain players and certain teams as well. But yeah, Wemby is a good player.
Yeah, so we got Wemby running away with Rookie of the Year. So who did you said you had Halliburton for most improved, correct?
Halliburton, yeah, he's one of the guys I think is the most improved, can be the most improved player. Like you said, he was an All-Star last year, so how much improvement can be improvement to where he's the most improved player? But I think it's the way he's kind of changed not the culture, but changed the way this team is playing as a whole is kind of one of my things, and he can be an MVP caliber player on any given night, and I think that is not where he was last year to this year. I do have him, but I'll let you get into most improved player. You had a lot more insight on different guys.
Yeah, I had three guys that I really like. I probably say for three, I probably have Jalen Duren. He's just a physical presence down there, dude. Like, yeah, I definitely would never call nobody Shaq because he's not coming with the scoring that Shaq is. But as far as just being a physical bruiser down there, he's that, and he's not like a lot of these guys that's been bruisers in the past. He has a hook shot, he's got a post, I mean, he's got mid-range, he gives effort every night on the rebounds. Like, I really do like Jalen Duren, and he even can distribute from time to time. He's one of them people that's gonna bring everybody in, and he's gonna just dish it out once he do. So I definitely think that that's good, and that's why I say I really think they should have kept it, bro. They should have kept it together, because that really could have been a Magic like team, and not Shaq Magic, like the 08 Magic.
Yeah,
not Shaq Magic. Like, yeah,
that was a fun ass team to play with though on
2K,
on NBA Live though, back in that.
Yeah, NBA Live.
With fucking
that year,
Dwight Howard. That year, bro.
He was on the cover. The NBA Live was definitely the best game.
It was. I ain't gonna fake it,
struggle with that over 2K for sure.
We can get into shit like that for hours,
man, for sure. Cause dude, the new 2Ks and the new Magic, they are not it, bro. Yeah, bring us back NCAA. That's what we want.
This summer, I'm going crazy. That might be my only game. If I gotta delete space and delete games for that shit, I'm gonna do it.
Man, whatever gotta be done to get that, bro. Cause Madden. If it's between Madden and that, Madden gotta go.
Oh,
no cap. I should have bought Madden.
I'm waiting on the shit to drop, bro. I'm waiting on the prices to go down, bro. Cause I got 2K on a steal.
Yeah,
I got 2K on a fucking steal.
Yeah, hell no. And I wouldn't have bought 2K if it wasn't bought for me. That shit is ass too. That game is terrible. Oh my goodness. But yeah, we're not gonna go down that tangent.
Could you make a case for Zion to be most improved?
I wouldn't say he would be most improved just because he showed that. And he's been an all-star, and when he plays, he's always showed that he's had that talent. And if anything, he showed you know, he's got the scoring still, but he's falling off and rebounding. Like, I think that Chuck, I seen Chuck and Shaq, even who's the lady who used to play for the Sparks, Candace Parker.
Oh yeah.
Even they was all talking about his rebounding. Like, it's terrible. He's very I've seen games where this man come up with 3 rebounds, bro. Like, no. That part has dropped off. I'm using 3. He's down around 5.5 a game. He's almost as bad as Jaren Jackson. I will always hate Jaren Jackson's effort on the boards. It just doesn't make sense how you can get 3 blocks a game and not get a few more rebounds. That is absolutely crazy to me. But at least Zion's 6'7". I mean, but yeah, his rebounding is down. So I'm not gonna give it to him on that.
I sold on that. I got you.
But I like all our players that have been struggling with injuries this year. They are playing a lot more. We've seen Kawhi, Zion, Anthony Davis. We getting the full script of everybody that should be playing. We seeing it all.
Yes.
So that's why I'm confident in saying I will be in Memphis for the Lakers versus the Memphis Grizzlies on the 28th. I really do want to see LeBron play before he retires. I think that'll be a great game to go to.
Yeah.
So we gonna be there for sure. Even if it's just me, hopefully Josh can come. But awesome. We definitely gonna be there.
Yeah.
But for sure. So yeah, we seeing a lot more improvement there from the players that wasn't playing. Who else did I have? Who's my second guy? I'll say Tyrese Maxey and. Who was the Scotty. Scotty was my number 2 guy. Now Scotty's improved in a drastic way just because, one, we know that this is his team now. This is solely his team. Siakam's not there anymore. It's his team. He stepped up to the plate. He's up the scoring. He's up the rebounding. He's up those assists a lot. He's very much Scottie Pippen out there. Yeah, and you look at those numbers, they are very similar. Around 17 points, 6 assists, 8 rebounds. That are very similar numbers to a Hall of Famer. So I definitely see Scotty. Is improving a lot as to where he is, but Tyrese Maxey is just running away with it just because we already know what he can do with scoring so far this year. He's showing us he can pass the ball too, giving us around 8 assists, and when Embiid plays and he can play off Embiid, it's even crazier. But the numbers that he's getting right now without the top player, and he's showing that he can be a number one option when that needs to happen. He's not falling off. They were so confident in him. I really liked how Patrick Beverly was playing for him coming off the bench, but they traded him too. I mean, I don't understand. Another dumb trade, but it was good for the Bucks, but it was bad for the 76ers in my opinion.
I think the 76ers have a bit of a track record of showing their front office and GM alike a bit of a track record of making some weird decisions, or like they told what's his name? No, who just got traded? Who just got traded? Who you just say?
Oh,
Beverly. They told Pat Bev that he wasn't getting traded. They told him directly, like, hey, you're not getting traded.
Nothing to worry about.
So it's certain things like that where it's like, I don't even kind of bat my eye at that no more, but we did talk about that and I was like, yeah, like the Bucks did win in that trade because they needed defense. They needed somebody to actually help on that side of things with, Giannis being kind of the main only guy on really both sides of the ball.
Brook Lopez, leading in blocks. But I'm just gonna say I hope whatever the plan is for Pat Beverly to improve the whole defense, I hope that works over time. They should have drafted for a wing. Traded for a wing as well at the very least. But you trade for a guard. And at that, a guard, he can guard 1 through 4. If you just have to, but he really better on the outside.
Yeah. I wouldn't even give him 4.
Exactly. Like he does do that, but yeah, like you said, I wouldn't give him that. I would prefer him to do a 1 or 2 and possibly a 3 if need be. But you trade for a wing so you can get that all the way improved, so you can see a huge jump. And yeah, whatever it's doing, I just hope it turns around for them by the playoffs, because they just got their ass blew out last night.
Bro, yes, that was wild. I'm like, not only was they not scoring, they couldn't defend for shit.
That was so sad.
Bruh, but
I hate watching that. And what is going on with the Nuggets? Oh my God.
I have no clue, bro. Their offensive output is just 0 at this point, bro. Jokic is not even leading a single category. He's like top 5 in 1. I think it was rebounds or some shit like that. Wasn't even like real deal shit. Not.
It's because the non-Jokic minutes is killing them, and y'all are leaving them in the game too long to try to play catch up. One thing I've noticed is that and this has been happening every single game for the last 3 games where they got blown out. Jokic somehow is in the game leading into the 4th quarter. That's bad coaching. Stop having him play all the way through the 3rd quarter to try to play catch up, and then you have to sit your starters for the whole 4th quarter. Rest Jokic for the last 3 to 5 minutes of the 3rd quarter so you can at least attempt to try to win the game. They have been giving up before the 4th quarter even started in the last 3 games.
Well, they should be doing that pretty much every quarter, to be honest. Last 3 minutes, just sit them out, bro. Which you don't need them full 1st quarter.
They be getting their ass whooped. They keep saying that they short-handed. They not that short-handed, bro. They not missing that many people. They're missing Caldwell Pope, who contributes 10 points. Stop saying that as an excuse, bro. Now, I do understand he does help their defense gel a little better, but he's not all they have, bro. He's not all y'all have, bro. And y'all can't hold y'all head on the fact that he's not there and say that's why y'all terrible. Come on now, bro.
I know when Jamal Murray got hurt, that was a more major problem. But when he came back, for them not to I expected them to pick right back up, kind of thing. They just never did. Like, it was so inconsistent. It's been that way all year.
I think they survived better without Murray than they've been doing without Caldwell Pope. Yeah. And I think it's because Reggie Jackson is a very solid point guard. I really never understood why he didn't get any minutes during the playoffs last year, for real. But that also just goes back to clearly you didn't need him. So how you just putting this weight all on him now?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I know Bones Highland gone, but this. Yeah, I don't know what's going on there, and I really don't think it's just Caldwell Pope. But when he comes back, we will see. Yeah. So yeah.
Yeah, I agree. That is a wild, kind of like just a head scratcher right now in the league. Before we get into MVP, and I think we got Defensive Player of the Year left. I want to talk about who is their biggest disappointment so far this season. As a player or a team, you can pick either one. I want to hear kind of what you guys say.
Man, I could probably say both. The Trailblazers and Scoot Henderson, really. I mean, I think we was so hyped on Scoot Henderson, we was almost saying that he should probably be number one.
Yeah.
And he's come out and he's been put in the G League a couple times, which is not a death sentence by far nowadays. You know, we actually have had some great players come out the G League, but being put in the G League directly after being the number 2 draft pick and also being considered to be so good that you should have been drafted against what may be a generational talent in Wemby.
Yeah, possibly.
That's very disappointing. But
that's a good one.
Let's see. I mean, yeah, Scoot Henderson definitely been a big flopper for me. But I'm also, let's see, teams. Man, I could just go in the bag with that one. Okay, definitely not happy with Charlotte. They seem to be playing a little bit more gel together after the trade deadline, but they made some things. They did some trades that I didn't know about. I was not trading away PJ Walker, bro, and getting back Grant Williams in return. You did a flip flop, bro, but instead you got worse. You keep PJ Tucker because he does more than just shoot freaking threes, bro. And Grant Williams gets 3. What power forward gets 3 rebounds, bro? Like, that is piss me off, bro. I think his peak is coming off the bench, bro, and I think his role in Boston was probably his best role. And if you can get if you can get him in a role where he can come off the bench, that's where he's gonna thrive, in my opinion. So Charlotte, I'm not happy with their progress. Let's see here. I'm not happy with the Trailblazers, but I wouldn't say I'm necessarily disappointed. I didn't have high hopes on them.
I didn't either.
Let's see here. Miami, I'm a little disappointed in y'all, not because of how y'all been playing or because anything else. I'm not happy that y'all didn't make any moves, bro. I just felt like y'all was this close. Y'all was this close to a title last year, bro. And, well, that close,
yeah,
to a title. But y'all was hurt. So that essentially means you are maybe 1 or 2 pieces away and y'all did nothing.
Yeah.
And that just made, and actually y'all lost people, and y'all lost on the good teams. I don't know what you can say about Gabe Vincent going to the Lakers. He's not playing really, but losing Max Strus, he's a starter in Cleveland, and we know what they doing now. It just, you losing pieces instead of gaining them. Now I do like Jaime, or however you say his name, the rookie. I like how he's playing. But I just felt like y'all should have made a better move. And I do think that y'all tried with Terry Rozier, but it doesn't look like that's working out. He's playing a lot worse since he's got there. Yeah. So I don't know about that trade.
I was one of the guys kind of excited about that trade too.
I thought it was going to work out.
It was. But yeah, it's disappointing. There's still time. There's still something they can figure out with him. But I agree. I think they were one of my biggest disappointments, like you said, just in my opinion, it is because of how they played. I didn't even think about the fact that they didn't make any moves before the trade deadline for real, but to be that close, to be an 8 seed in the East last year, and go through the run they did. They did it before in the bubble, kind of similar in that run. To bounce or come back and with the similar roster and just basically kick up dust and not do shit all year, it's kind of disappointing to me. Because I was high on not only Jimmy Butler but on Harrow, on Adebayo. I thought they were all good players that were going to just improve this year. There's been no improvement as far as their personal play or their team play. And in fact, it's the opposite. So that's been my biggest disappointment as well.
And I don't know if I'm not paying attention or nothing, but it don't seem like Jimmy Butler been playing that much this year.
No, he hasn't.
Yeah, so yeah, that's been a disappointment too. Bro, I'm very disappointed in the Jazz. The Jazz, most of y'all talent is coming off the bench, idiots. I will never understand that. You got Walker Kessler is the most underrated player in the league to me. he would be a double-double player if y'all would start him, bro. I don't know who do y'all even have. I don't know who y'all have starting center, but it's not him. It's pissing me off. Put him in the game. Now y'all finally decided to bring what's his name? Colin Sexton off the bench and start. But that just lets you know, bro, y'all had all these pieces, bro. You had Colin Sexton coming off the bench, and he's coming off the bench and he's starting now and playing a lot better. Y'all had Jordan Clark. I still hate him. He is the worst. Don't ever bet on Jordan Clarkson, man. He will disappoint you every time.
I him. Shout out to the Mizzou guy.
I don't like Jordan Clarkson, man. he ruined so many parlays for me. This man had his line was 26. He had 22. He had 20 at halftime. He finished with 22. That pisses me off every time. I hate you.
That's why I don't bet on Joel Embiid. He did the same shit to me. He had 2 points to get. He had 2 points to get to give me some money, and he had a whole fourth quarter. He had 13 points. He needed 15. It was only 15.
That is crazy. I heard Cap say that too. I'm like, Joel Embiid has been the most consistent.
He didn't get it done, bro.
Wow, that's crazy.
But also, it was one of them situations where motherfucker didn't play a lot either.
Yeah,
he got sat a lot. So, but at the same time, if I bet on you and that happens, bro, I take that as that's a sign I shouldn't do it again.
Yeah.
So it's not necessarily all of his fault, but at the same time, you did play. You could have gotten one bucket. So you did play that fourth quarter. You didn't play the whole fourth quarter. You didn't play like even half of the fourth quarter, but you could have gotten 2 points, bro. That's all I'm saying. So
that's true.
Yeah, I don't bet on him no more.
Lastly, Phoenix. But Phoenix, I feel like the moves they made at the deadline is gonna work. Royce O'Neal is gelling really good with them, and I like it. I watched them play yesterday, and dude, they cleaned them up. They cleaned them up so bad. They took Nurkic. I don't think Nurkic played the fourth quarter. They finished them off with all wings. It was crazy, bro. So that was, and I don't think Bill was in either. They finished them off with basically all wings. So that was crazy. Royce came in and really played well. Oh, Grayson Allen, you still a dirty dog. He had a nasty flagrant foul. And he just shrugged it off.
I don't like that he doesn't get as much attention about it as like a person like Draymond Green does. We kind of both know our opinions on how Draymond Green plays. We feel he's a very dirty player. We don't really fuck with him as much. But Grayson Allen is like the white equivalent to that in a lot of ways. So he did get, but granted, he did when he was at Duke. Almost every time he did something, which was a lot, he did get a lot of attention for it. It was pretty much because he kept fucking doing some shit. And I think he got suspended a few games back at Duke his last season for doing tripping somebody or some shit. But he's still a fucking dirty player. And I hate that he's playing for a good organization for me, in my opinion, for the Bucks, and he's still kind of playing like that. I don't fuck with that shit, bro.
So yeah, that was crazy to watch. He almost sent my boy De'Aaron Fox into the stands, bro. Y'all know De'Aaron Fox is a little dude. He what they say, he's a $180 wet. Like, that dude is really little. So yeah, he could have really hurt dude. But I think Phoenix is gonna turn around. I think Golden State is very similar to the Chiefs in the fact that they look bad right now, but we can see a huge turnaround at the end, and it wouldn't surprise me.
They played well against Phoenix last week.
Yeah,
I was very impressed with how they played. It was a good battle with Draymond and Sabonis. Is that who they got? Big man? Yeah, that was a fun little battle to watch. And Steph, of course, was playing like Steph. So, the Warriors can beat anybody. I mean, honestly, they were like this last year where they kind of started slow, and people were once you're great, if you don't continue to be great all the time, you're always gonna have people kind of overreact until you underperforming. But that just comes with being great. That comes with winning all the time. So they gonna get it together though. It's gonna be another situation like the Chiefs. Hopefully them motherfuckers don't win the whole thing.
It would be upsetting.
I would be upset, but you can't get it. You can't put it past them. You can't say they don't have a chance. They definitely do.
Yeah. But last but not least, I hate Joe Mazzulla. All right, so move on. All right. So as far as the rest of the rest of the race, so we got that defensive player of the year. I think I'm still rocking with
Rudy Gobert.
Yeah, I think I'm still rocking with Rudy.
I like him. I still like Shea as a guard to win it because he's leading the league in steals. He locks motherfuckers up. But you're right, there's no love that gets shown as far as defensive player of the year. That really the main focus is just blocks, to be honest. Blocks and defensive rebounds, which Rudy Gobert is like second in defensive rebounds right now.
Yeah.
I think.
And I think that's fair, You know, I think that award should be mostly big man, just because every other award is usually a guard.
Right.
So,
Right.
Yeah, I think that's fair. But that's why I gotta say he's my MVP, because not only is what he's doing on offense, is because he's also doing that. And I think MVP is most valuable players. That's something that everybody seems to forget. It's not about who has the best numbers, it's about who is the most valuable piece to their team. We all know that Shea is irreplaceable in that offense, and he's irreplaceable on that defense, and that he is, I'm not gonna say solely, but he is a huge reason of why they are playing the way they are. Oh, Jalen Williams has been balling lately too. You could throw him in there too.
Jalen Williams is a good pick.
You could definitely throw Jalen Williams in there for most improved as well. But yeah, they're playing very good, man. And despite, having a rapist on their team, they still just navigating through that. So
do you think Joel Embiid will be affected by this injury?
As far
as the race for MVP though.
Oh, he's out. He's not gonna be able. You gotta play 65 games. He's already missed too many.
Oh.
So yeah, he's out, and I like that rule. Fuck, if you're not playing 65 games, you shouldn't be playing. And quick fact for all you dummies that trying to go around and say it's a bad rule, in the history of the NBA's MVP award, there's only been three people who have played less than 65 games and won the award anyway. So it's been an unsung rule anyway. All they did was make it official. Only 3 people in the NBA's whole history. Look it up. So,
look it up.
For that to be said, bro, I think the rule being in place is good. It's already pretty much been an unsung rule. I don't have a problem with being out. Other people do, but I don't care. You injured, you don't play. I just can't. I can't give you averaging 30 points a game and playing 30 games versus somebody averaging 30 points over 82 games. I'm not. That just doesn't.
That's what I was just gonna get to. Is your numbers can be very fluctuated as far as if you only playing a certain amount of games, you're taking less shots. Therefore, you're missing less shots. Therefore, your numbers look a lot better.
Exactly.
So it makes sense. I haven't heard a lot of people be mad at that rule. That's kind of fucking crazy that you.
It's NBA players mostly, like Draymond. Yeah. Talking about
it's not my fault I get ejected every fucking other game,
man. He's salty about I think it was Rudy Gobert being picked for Defensive Player of the Year over him 1 year, and he played less than 65 games. So yeah.
When is he not salty though?
Yeah, he's salty all the time.
He's one of the saltiest rich men on earth, bro. I ain't gonna fake it. Especially for a man that's playing, gets to play a game, bro. I feel like some professional athletes lose sight of that sometimes, but coaches do too. It's like, man, this is a game, and like this is a blessing to be in the position that you're in, because like, bro, you could be fucking working.
Yeah, might be doing what
you could be in sales.
Yeah.
Trying your best to meet a quota, bro. Yeah. Like you trying to get a quota for a fucking
award,
100, and for like a sign or bonus in your contract. Worth hundreds of thousands of dollars, even millions, versus us, we just trying not to get fired, bro. Like, we trying to meet quota so we don't get fired.
And I think Draymond, some people gotta play and put that chip on their shoulder when it's not really one there.
Yeah.
So that might be what gives him his edge. I mean, he almost 40. So
he's old.
Like Clay was saying, bro, like the big three, they aging, bro. And whatever role they take is no shame in it.
So we all forget he also was in college all 4 years.
Yeah.
And he came to the league, so he doesn't even have as many years as say a lot of these other players that have been in the league, as far as because they got in after 1 or even 2 years of college. Versus him, he stayed in college and kind of grinded out a career in college as well. So yeah.
So my MVP vote for was Shea. So how do you?
I agree. I like that pick because, like you said, it's not always about who can score the most. It's about how your team is affected by your play. And I agree that he is definitely should be not the front runner, if not the front runner, definitely in the race, top 3. But I also like Luka Doncic. I mean,
yeah, I would take him. I just don't want to see it be Jokic again. Honestly, and I'm not hating, but I just can't accept somebody being the MVP that got 70 dropped on his fucking head. I just don't. That just doesn't sit well, because you should be affecting all ends of the floor, and we know you're gonna get the defensive rebounds, but bro, you shouldn't be having nobody score 70 on you.
Yeah, but that's the one thing on me that I have about Doncic is a lot of times he's a defensive liability at times, but he doesn't even get back on defense. He doesn't do well in transition defense. And that's one thing I don't like. I love a player that plays defense. I love a Marcus Smart or Pat Bev type of dude who actually likes to play defense on multiple possessions. But yeah, I think the way the NBA is looked at now, the way these votes are voted on, and how people what people keep in mind as far as when they're voting, I can see him easily winning. And I do like his play, at least on the offensive end, so I'll fuck with him winning. But Shea is a great pick, honestly.
Sadly, it looked like Jokic is the front runner, but yeah, if it was on me, I would definitely pick Shea. But yeah, we ain't got no vote. So, take it with a grain of salt. But I said what I said. I picked my pick, and hopefully I see another OKC game, because man, I went there. I was thinking Donovan Mitchell was gonna drop the 40 ball. It was Shea. So. Yeah, that's anytime I go.
That was one of your favorite games to go.
Yeah, bro. Anytime I go and see somebody play and they put on a show, that's gonna always get my respect, bro.
Yes.
That's why we love when a player actually is playing, bro. And we glad that load management shit is over with.
Because you give a fan just like when
a memory,
bro. Like, we now have that memory of you going hard and you like really affecting the game that we paid money to see.
Exactly.
And we guys like us who don't have an NBA team in the city gotta also pay for travel. Yeah. Gotta also make plans for this shit. So it's not like an easy thing for a lot of folks, bro. Like people like what?
Sometimes we gotta do things we don't want to do. I'm just saying. But anyway. Man, let's go come on roll. It wasn't nothing like that, man. I just had to tolerate some people I ain't want to tolerate. That's all I'm gonna say, bro.
You talking about your first NBA game?
That OKC game.
Oh.
Yeah, just had to tolerate some people I did not want to tolerate in order to be able to.
Really?
So
we'll talk about that off camera.
Yeah, but
okay.
That's all I'm gonna say on that. That's all we gonna say about the NBA, and we are done. Thank y'all for tuning in. We do got a interview coming for y'all from my KC fan, my boy Daryl. Shout out to y'all, man.
Daryl,
made that KC trip worth it, because I will never be a Chiefs fan ever after that. Never. Besides all the craziness that went on, these people was walking in the parade. Like, people gonna actually see that.
Right.
Come on,
only
bro.
people on the first two rows probably saw them.
That's all, bro. You walking and y'all got all the irrelevant people in the floats. Like,
yeah.
That brought me to a new level of anger. And forget the travel. I can do a drive in 3 hours, forget all that. But that walking 25 minutes to the parade spot and then parking in a possible tow area. If I would've got my shit towed, and I didn't see no Patty Mahomes, no Travis Kelce, no Chris, boy, y'all would've had to fear about me. That's all I'm gonna say. So we is out. Thank y'all for tuning in. Peace.